Welcome in the SWAYAM course of Microbial Technology. Myself Dr. Tanushree Chatterjee, Associate Professor in Department of Biotechnology from Chhattisgarh Swami Vivekanand Technical University. Today I will discuss about the bacterial morphology. You have already studied in previous lecture pathogenic microbes. In pathogenic, you have studied about the pathogenic microbes, the types of pathogenic microbes, source of pathogenic bacteria and mechanism of pathogenicity. You have studied in that topic sign and symptoms of pathogenic microbes, prevention measures, summary of that lecture and few reference books you have studied. In this lecture, in bacterial morphology, we will discuss about the morphology of the bacteria. So, bacterial morphology refers to the diverse shapes and size that bacteria can adopt. Understanding bacterial morphology is crucial for various scientific fields, including microbiology, medicine and environmental science. Bacteria are single celled microorganisms with prokaryotic cells, which are single cells that do not have organelles or a true nucleus and are less complex than eukaryotic cells. In this topic, you will study about the size of the bacteria, shape of bacteria, arrangement of bacterial cells, structure of bacterial cells. Bacteria are unicellular, free living, microscopic organism capable of performing all the essential functions of life. They possess both deoxyribonucleic acid and ribonucleic acid. Bacteria are prokaryotic organisms that do not possess chlorophyll. It is widely distributed and can be found in soil, water, air and living bodies. Some bacteria can cause disease in human, animals and plants. Some bacteria are harmless, for example, live in human body as normal flora. If we see the size of bacteria, bacteria are very small organisms which are visible only under the microscope. Unit of measurement in bacteriology is micron. Generally, cocci are about 1 micrometer in diameter and bacilli are about 2 to 10 micron in length and 0.2 to 2 micron in width. Spirochetes are longer up to 20 micron and narrower 0.1 to 1 micron. An electron microscope is used for clear visualization of internal structure. Shapes of bacteria, if we see the shapes of bacteria, they are in different shapes. They are classified into several varieties. For example, cocci, bacilli, vibrios, spirilla, spirochete, actinomycetes and mycoplasma. You can see in this pictorial representation the different shapes of bacteria. If we see the arrangement of the bacteria, the arrangement of the cocci, they are in different arrangement. If the bacteria, if the cocci are singly present, that is called coccus. If the two are present, that is called diplococci. You can see in this picture very clear the structure of the diplococci. If they are in group of 4, that is called tetrad. If they are in a group of 8, they are called sarcina or if they are in a chain like structure, that is called streptococci, or if they are in a bunch or group of grape like structure, that is called staphylococci. Like that, the arrangement of bacillus also, bacillus if they are singly present, that is called bacillus. If they are in a group of 2, that is diplobacillus. If they are in a chain, that is streptobacilli, and cocobacilli and palisade bacilli, like a palisade tissue like structure, that is called palisade. If we see the arrangement of a spiral, there are different type: vibrio, spirochete, spirilla, that is helical shape structure. You can see in this diagram the helical like structure, the spirilla and the spirochete and the vibrio. Its shape is defining its arrangement. Here you can see the structure of the bacteria, the outside the cell wall, the outer layer, the capsule, then flagella, then pili, cell wall and plasma membrane. And inside the cell wall, cytoplasm is there, rhizosomes, mesosomes, inclusions, plasmids and spores are there. If we see the structure of the capsule, capsule is 0.2 mm thick viscous layer and outer layer to the cell wall. In this picture, you can see the structure of the capsule, that is very thick viscous layer, outer layer, and this is the cell wall. Capsule is 98% water and 2% polysaccharide or glycoprotein or polypeptide or both. Capsulated bacteria produces smooth colonies and non-capsulated bacteria produces rough colonies on the surface of agar media. There are two types of capsule, macrocapsule and microcapsule. In macrocapsule, thickness of 0.2 mm or more, visible under light microscope, and in microcapsule the thickness is less than 0.2 mm, that is visible under electron microscope. Flagella, we all know the flagella is thread like structure. It is 15 to 20 nm hair like helical structure, emerges from cell wall. Flagella is not straight, but it is helical. It is composed of flagellin protein, that is type of globular protein and known as H antigen. Flagella has three parts: the basal body, hook and filament, and it helps motility of the bacteria. Here you can see the structure of the flagellum. The helical hair like structure are having different parts like filament, hook, basal body, motor and shaft. In this picture you can see the different part of the flagellum. The arrangement of flagellum, different arrangement the flagella have. If the flagella is at the end of the one end of the bacterium, it is called monotrichous. If you can see here, it is on the both end, it is called amphitrichous, and if it is a tuft like structure at the one end, it is called lophotrichous. Or if the flagella is surrounding all around the wall in bacteria, it is called peritrichous. So, this is the different type of arrangement in bacterial cells. Then pili alfimbre, pili are hollow filamentous and non-helical structure. They are numerous and shorter than flagella. You can see here very clearly the structure and position of the pili and fimbriae. Pili is the characteristic feature of gram-negative bacteria. Pili is composed of pilin protein, and bacteria contain pili are, the examples are Shigella, Proteus, Neisseria, gonorrhea, E. coli, etc. So, these examples are containing pili. So, what are the example of bacteria that containing pili are? Shigella, Proteus, Neisseria, gonorrhea and E. coli. Now, cell wall of the bacteria. Cell wall is rigid structure. You can see here the very clearly the structure of the cell wall, which gives definite shape to the cell, situated between the capsule and cytoplasmic membrane. It is about 10 to 20 nm in thickness and constitutes 20 to 30% of dry weight of cell. The cell wall cannot be seen by direct light microscopy and does not stain easily by different staining reagents. Cell wall composition, if we see the cell wall composition of the gram positive bacteria, that is made of peptidoglycan. Peptidoglycan is made up of two identical sugar derivative, that is N-acetyl leucosamine and N-acetyl muramic acid. In this structure, you can see the cell wall composition of the gram positive bacteria, that is made up of peptidoglycan. Lipid, thin layer of the lipid below the peptidoglycan. Another one is teichoic acid. Teichoic acid is copolymer of glycerol. It is water soluble, negatively charged, absent in gram negative bacteria. Now, the cell wall composition is gram negative bacteria having the periplasmic space. It has enzymes that synthesize peptidoglycan and modify toxic elements that may cause harm to the cell. This is the cell wall composition of the gram negative bacteria having the periplasm, cell membrane, outer membrane, you can see very well here, and the layer of the peptidoglycan. Here the peptidoglycan is thin layer that is found above the plasma membrane, and outer membrane consists of lipid, protein and lipopolysaccharide. Now, functions of the cell wall. Function of the cell wall. So, what are the functions of the cell wall? They give support to the bacteria, withstand turgor pressure, regulate growth, regulate diffusion, communication, it helps in communication, protection and storage. If we see the cytoplasmic membrane, it also known as cell membrane. It is composed of phospholipid, protein and carbohydrate, forming a fluid mosaic. Prokaryotic plasma membrane are less rigid than eukaryotic membrane. Now, what are the functions? It is selectively permeable as it allows to pass selective substances such as sugar, amino acid across it. It helps in the transportation of substances, including the removal of waste from the body. It helps in providing a mechanical barrier to the cell wall. Cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is colorless. You can see here very clearly. Viscous fluid present inside the cell membrane. So, cytoplasm, what is cytoplasm? Cytoplasm is the colorless viscous fluid present inside the cell membrane, and all the cell organelle and inclusions are found floating in cytoplasmic fluid. It contains protein, lipid, minerals, nucleic acid, glycogen, water, etc. The cytoplasm of bacteria differs from that of higher eukaryotic microorganism, is not containing endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus and mitochondria and lysosomes. What is the function of? It helps to distribute water, oxygen as other substances throughout the cell. Literally all the cellular content including nucleus and other cell organelle are floating in cytoplasm. Nucleus is the most important part of the cell, we all know, and it controls and directs all the cellular activities and stores heredity information of cell. Bacterial nucleus is known as nuclear. It lacks nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm and nucleolus. Bacterial DNA is naked, that lacked histone protein, and its functions are: it contains and stores heredity information in the cell. It controls all cell activities. Ribosome. So, bacterial ribosome is of 70S type. Ribosomes are rounded, granular, found freely floating in the cytoplasm. It helps in protein synthesis. Ribosomes are known as universal cell organelle because it is found in both bacterial cell and eukaryotic cell. Chemically, the ribosomes are made up of nucleic acid, that is particularly RNA and proteins. Mesosomes. The structure of mesosome you can see here. They are vesicular, convoluted tubules formed by invagination of plasma membrane into the cytoplasm. They are principal sites of respiratory enzymes and help with cell reproduction. Cytoplasmic inclusion you can see in this pictorial representation. The inclusion bodies are aggregates of polymers produced when there is excess of nutrients in the environment, and they are the storage reserve for granules, phosphates and other substances. Volutin granules are polymetaphosphates which are reserved for energy and phosphate for cell metabolism, and they are also known as metachromic granules. Spore. The process of endospore formation is known as sporulation, and it may take 4 to 8 hours in a vegetative cell. Endospores are thick walled, highly refractile bodies that are produced one per cell. Each bacterial spore on germination forms a single vegetative cell. Therefore, sporulation in bacteria is a method of preservation and not reproduction. Spores of all medically important bacteria are destroyed by moist heat sterilization, that is by autoclave at 121 degree centigrade for 20 minutes. Spores are extremely resistant to desiccation, staining, disinfecting chemicals, radiation and heat. They remain viable for centuries and help bacteria to survive for long period under unfavorable environment, and spores can remain dormant for thousands of years. So, summary of the lecture, what you have learned in this lecture for bacterial morphology. The structure and composition of bacterial cell wall play crucial roles in bacterial physiology, including maintaining cell shape, resisting osmotic pressure, protecting against environmental stress, and interacting with the environment and other cells. These books you can refer: The Bacterial Morphology, Why Have Different Shape by Young K.D. This book you can refer for bacterial morphology and bacterial shape, why they have different shape. Another book you can refer for morphology and classification of bacteria. Third one, another book, Bacteria Swim in Helical Theories with little additional prosperation with helical shape. This book also you can refer. Burgess Manual of Systemic Bacteriology by John G. Holt. This book also you can refer. Another book is Microbes and People, that is also very good book. These books you can refer for bacterial morphology. Some areas where bacterial morphology plays a crucial role and its future scope. In microbiology and biotechnology, pathogen identification and classification. Understanding bacterial morphology is fundamental for identifying and classifying pathogens, aiding in the diagnosis and treatment of infectious diseases. In biotechnological applications, manipulating bacterial morphology can enhance the production of useful compounds like antibiotics, enzymes and biofuels. Research in this area explores how altering bacterial shape and structure can optimize industrial processes. Second, in environmental science, in the field of bioremediation, bacterial morphology influences their ability to degrade pollutants in the environment. Future research aims to engineer bacteria with specific morphologies to enhance bioremediation efficiency. In the field of microbial ecology, studying bacterial morphology helps understand their interactions with other organisms and their roles in ecosystems, from soil microbiomes to aquatic environments. In the field of material science and nanotechnology, biofilm and surfaces, bacterial morphology plays a role in biofilm formation, which has applications in surface engineering, antifouling technologies and medical devices. In nanoparticle synthesis, bacteria with specific shapes are used to synthesize nanoparticles with control properties for applications in medicines, electronics and catalysis. In the field of medical and health sciences, drug delivery, it is used in drug delivery system. Engineered bacterial morphology can be used to targeted drug delivery system, exploiting their natural affinity for certain tissues or their ability to penetrate barriers. For probiotics and gut health, understanding the morphology of beneficial bacteria in the gut microbiota informs research on probiotics and their potential therapeutic applications. In the field of evolutionary biology and genetics, Bacterial morphology are studying in evolution of shape, provides insights into the evolutionary pressures that shape bacterial diversity and adaptation. In the field of genetic engineering, advances in genetic tools allow researchers to manipulate bacterial morphology to study its impact on fitness, survival and adaptation to changing environments. In the field of artificial intelligence and computational biology, it is used in image analysis. Automated image analysis techniques are being developed to rapidly classify and analyze bacterial morphology, data facilitating large scale studies and high throughput experiments. It is also used in predictive modeling, integrating morphological data with genomic and environmental data sets, enable predictive modeling of bacterial behavior and ecosystem dynamics. So, the future of bacterial morphology is promising across a wide range of disciplines, from basic research in microbiology to applied fields such as biotechnology, environmental science, medicine and beyond. So, the next lecture will discuss about the cellular component of bacteria. Bacterial morphology you have studied. So, the cellular component of the bacteria, the main component found in all bacteria. What are the component? Different bacteria, different component found in bacteria, cell wall, cell membrane, extracellular and intracellular component, etc. you will be study in next lecture. Then cell wall composition that forms a rigid structure of uniform thickness around the cell wall, that also you will study in next lecture in cellular components of bacteria. Then that is responsible for the characteristic shape of the cell, that is rod shape, cocos or spiral. I have taught you in the different shapes of the bacteria in different morphology. They are cocci, they are bacillus, they are spiral shape, vibrio. So, different characteristic shape of the cell, that is also you will learn in the next lecture also. Then cytoplasmic structure, that is plasma membrane. Plasma membrane, the different plasma membrane organelles like nucleate, ribosomes and endospores you will study. Then plasma, cytoplasmic membrane inside the cell wall or rigid peptidoglycan layer or layer, that is in gram negative bacteria and gram positive bacteria. Then surface structure, the flagella, villi and fimbriae and the capsule, structure of the capsule.